You're listening to Flux. Yeah, podcast with Stellar Rock and Major Thrills. Are you ready?
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Flux podcast. This is our very first podcast. And with my host, I have Stellar Rogue.
What's up?
Woo! Averye Madison.
Hello.
And her amazing husband, Big Dick Dan. The name pretty much says it all. Actually known these guys for quite some time, and we couldn't think of anybody else to do this podcast other than you two.
Well, thank you.
So thank you guys for making the trip all the way out here and believing.
Yeah, we're honored to be on your very first one.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to get into it. Tell me a little bit about your guys' selves, like, what you guys have been doing in the industry, like things that you guys want to promote, anything you got going on.
Well, we're going to the AVNs here in a few weeks, so that's pretty exciting. We have some collabs lined up, and we're still working on building our porn hub, which is a kind of a slow, long-term investment. It doesn't pay out as well, but the bigger you get, the more passive it becomes because you don't really have to promote yourself. It's such a huge site that then it kind of starts snowballing into more and more and more.
Getting paid by the view rather than getting paid by the subscription is a different thing.
Gotcha. Now, how long have you guys been in the industry, and has it been industry standard or has it been lifestyle standard?
Well, we started in the lifestyle. And then we got into the industry. So they go hand in hand, but we definitely went lifestyle first back in 2020. And then we didn't get into porn until fall of 2021. So similar timeline, but we kind of baby stepped our way to it.
You're like, having sex is great. Let's make money doing it too.
Yeah. And we've been taking pictures and videos since day one. So it wasn't really foreign for us. It was just cool, now we can make money off of this and involve some other people.
That's cool. Who have been your favorite people that you've collabed with so far?
Well, you guys are high on the list.
Oh, stop.
That's awesome. I appreciate that.
We've made a lot of really good friends, so it's hard to say, oh, this is the one. But yeah, we've made some really good connections and become friends with a lot of the people that we've worked with, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
So out of all the people that you guys have worked with, do you guys have enriching relationships outside of the industry, or is it just you basically work standard? I know how we work, but overall with everybody else, is it just work and then that's it, or do you guys hang out and go do stuff with other people too?
It depends on the situation, but I'd say most of the time they become our friends. Sometimes it's okay, that we had a nice collab, but that's probably it, and then we go our separate ways and we just kind of maintain a professional relationship. But usually it becomes a friendship.
Yeah, because there's just so much that you have in a connection with somebody. It's different. Vanilla friends don't act the same as creator friends. So when you have way more in common with people that you just meet, you're like, where have you been my whole life? And then, it's just a different connection.
For sure. Because you can kind of be yourself. You don't really have to hide who you are. So, and I dig on that, in the industry.
I don't ever hide who I am. You get what you get with me.
But at one point, you probably did hide who you were, to your family or your friends or what they thought.
Mostly family, but not friends, out of courtesy. I don't think my family really cares what I do. They just don't want to hear about it.
Right.
Yeah, so they know, full blown know now about everything?
I would say 95%. I'd say my I think if I even tried to explain this to anyone older than 70, they wouldn't even understand. So my grandma would be like, what?
They just know that you're doing something that they don't really want to know more about.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she still is going to school.
Yeah.
And she's being there is a career involved, and school is really expensive to pay for. So, and I really dig on her overall work quality from still making this happen and still being able to get her education.
Well, I think also it's pretty interesting to have a dynamic where you can be in this industry and it doesn't mean you're a bad person. And I feel like there's this double-edged sword when people know that you are in this industry. They think that you can't do anything else, or this is all you can do, or you're a bad person for doing it, or that you have like no other options. But this industry is really hard. This industry is hard to get into. It's hard to collab with. You're going up against, tons of gorgeous people who might have even way more drive than you do. And I think this is definitely not the easy way out, but it's definitely been a very fun experience, and I've met really great friends along the way. I wouldn't trade it in for the world.
Yeah, I agree with what you say. People think it's super easy money. Everyone likes to make the joke of, oh, I'm going to post some feet pictures and just get rich. Like, no, that's not how it works.
So in the industry, what's your guys' favorite like part of the industry? Like, what is something that you're like, I want to do more of this because it's really exciting? And then what are some like boundaries that you guys have set amongst your guys' selves in being like, married to each other?
Well, the stuff that we enjoy the most is like the riskier public, like exhibitionist type stuff, but it's challenging because most all the platforms are really cracking down on that now.
Right.
So you can't post at a lot of places. Pornhub is like one of the few places you still can, but you still have to like blur faces and whatnot. But then all the platforms that were like the new go-to to post that kind of stuff, then the credit card companies like start catching on to how big they're getting, and then they tell them like, you can't allow this. And so that's really hindering us there, but that really is like our jam.
So we're talking about like public, like not in like city with like mass amounts of people.
Like giving him a blowjob on the pier at like Pier 39 and then doing a cum walk through like Pier 39.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
kind of
there's one. It's Ferris wheel licking good or something, because she's like licking her fingers afterwards. I don't know, we have a few. We've done 3 Ferris wheel videos. So
Wow.
Oh yeah, because I forgot about
yeah,
Seattle.
we did Seattle.
Are you guys going to go to every Ferris wheel you should go? We have one in Shields if you guys want to check that out.
Yeah, that's a little too public. It's like inside.
What's a side of your audience that never sees but probably should?
Well, I usually try to like keep my professional life separate. I know people would probably like to see maybe more behind the scenes of like who I really am, but like since working in healthcare, I do try to like keep those things separate because I don't necessarily want to make any of my patients uncomfortable, and it would also make me uncomfortable if they brought it up when I'm at work. So I don't know. I guess it's like holding back who I truly am a little bit, but it's where we are at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
And for me, I think maybe my sense of humor. I hold back a lot, social media wise. But then when people, we're in the bar or whatever, people tell me that I'm funny. I don't feel funny. But yeah, maybe my sense of humor, I hold back a little bit. That has been encouraged to show a little bit more in and off the camera.
For sure.
And it happens. We, fumble with stuff while we're shooting and we're in the middle of a sex scene. Yeah, don't cut that out. People want to see that. It's just how you recover with it and what you say.
For sure.
And people fall in love with that because
Right.
then it's like a sense of humor.
Right.
Like, oh my God, I love that guy.
Yeah.
It's that. So showing a little bit more of that, but yeah, we tend to.
And that's what I like about amateur porn is like you can keep those funny moments in there and people like that and they feel like they're getting to know you. Or if it was like a professional shoot, it would be like, oh no, we got to redo this take, start over. Like that can't stay.
Yeah, and it's really hard with like the Instagram and YouTubes and stuff like that because you can't say the P word. You have to say corn star. You know what I'm saying? You can't say effing because we want to let people know that even though there's a lot of faux pas that
Or you have to say like unalived or whatever.
right, and that's true. And because some of those words are triggers for some people, we don't want to throw out any triggering words. What about you? So I asked them. What's something about you that you wish that other people would know about you?
I'm very on it. I can't pretend. I have a hard time separating who I am and my professional lives. I'm just honest. I'm blunt, honest with like everything. Like I work for a plastic surgeon. She knows what I do. I just don't keep it hidden. I feel like if you're your authentic self, things will only come your way. And that's the path that's brought me to you guys and to you, is just being 100% authentically myself. And kind of if people don't like me, then that's their problem. I think also there's more, the lifestyle's more out in the public these days than it used to be, which I think is pretty cool. But I do see a lot still like stigma of different styles of relationships. And I feel like there's there's way more stigma on different types of relationships than there are with like LGBTQ, for example. Like that's very like in the mainstream now, and most people like protect that, and there are people out there that protect that. But I've had my own family members get upset at me because I'm dating like two people at once, but I'm just not a monogamous person. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as those people are communicative and know about each other. And I just don't see what the problem is with consenting adults being in relationships with people. And I feel like that still is a stigma that I wish that people can get over eventually.
Yeah, I totally agree. I've actually, like, we've talked about this before, where I feel like over the course of history, right, there's different groups that have been stigmatized and like in society or whatever. Like women had their movements and are still sometimes fighting for that. And then there was like gay rights and that movement. Lately, it's like a lot of trans people are really getting their time to say like, hey, like respect me, I'm a person too. But I kind of feel like the ethical non-monogamy is kind of just at the brink of that. And that might be like the next big social one to be like, hey, we're just normal people too. We're not bad. This is okay. Like everyone can do their own thing. And as long as no one's getting hurt, like just everyone respect each other.
Yeah.
Especially in the industry, everybody is like taking those necessary precautions to be tested, because you want to be notified like, hey, everybody else did their part, I've done my part, as opposed to just going up and hooking up with somebody in the bar and not knowing if they've been tested or not. Because, like, that's a scary thing to go through. But like overall in the lifestyle, knowing that there's content creators, you're like, all right, I know that this person is a content creator, they're reliable, and they will always get tested just like I will.
And I feel like a lot of monogamy kind of showed up in the past because science wasn't that far where you could test people and make sure that everyone was safe and healthy. And, as our society grows and as technology gets better, I feel like social constructs change too, because you don't have to be like, oh, this person has only been with one person forever, so you know that they're like safe, where now you can just get your blood work done and know that person is safe. So you can't really call a slut like someone who's riddled with STDs anymore, because that's just not the nature of the beast.
Well,
You can be.
There are a few STDs that you have to worry about.
Oh yeah, you still have to worry about them, but I mean like,
it's not a big deal.
no, you still have to worry about them.
That.
But like, as technology gets better, I feel like a lot of those will either get eradicated or, most people, get tested and to either take care of it when it happens, or they're with people who have also been cleared from that too.
What's something you were nervous to admit early on in the lifestyle?
I don't know. I guess early in the lifestyle, I guess we were friends and family. I think we were still kind of hiding that kind of stuff. But other than when we got into the lifestyle, I think we were just kind of happy to be there. We were trying to be as open as possible. So I don't think we were really holding ourselves back. We've kind of felt like we're holding ourselves back our whole life. And then now we get to step forward and be ourselves.
So my question is, and knowing that you are so hung as long as you are, and your family used to change your diapers, my question to you is, your family has to know, or like be going, you know what, that's what he's going to be doing?
That is a question I have not
had with your family?
Yeah, but I could totally see it happening maybe one day. But,
do you think they would be surprised?
No. I mean, my dad's tall, my brother's tall. I get it.
Do you think that have you seen, I mean, not like as a conversation wise, but do you feel,
does it run in the family?
Does it run in the family?
I have no idea. It's been that long, so I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
And like I said, so even in high school, I didn't feel like I had a big dick. I'm sorry, I just didn't feel.
Are we allowed to say the D word?
That's part of my name, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah, that's his name.
There.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just, he said, yeah. I say hung, because like it's ridiculous. Like, props to you, like for sure, and you. Props to you. Props to all of you. You guys, congratulations on being able to experience that.
That's how she got the medallion.
It is.
What?
Everyone gets one when they.
Oh my God, that'd be so
Big
cool.
dick.
you like bestow it right on top of them right as it happens.
Fucking Mardi Gras beads.
That's so funny. What about you?
When we first started getting into it, like we were definitely just looking for that female third, the unicorn. And I think I was very nervous to open up to the idea of like bringing another guy into our relationship. So we were definitely just doing the like unicorn hunt. And then over time, we realized it can be hard to find good unicorns. They're out there, but they're called unicorns for a reason.
Yeah, they're majestic.
And a lot of times maybe they're single for a reason. Sometimes there's a lot of drama that comes along with that.
Sure.
So over time we realized we could find like hotter girls and maybe more mentally stable ones who were in relationships. And again, that's not to say anything against unicorns. Like there's some really great ones out there. Like I said, they're just really hard to find sometimes. And so I was very like hesitant and about bringing another guy into the situation. But once we did, then I realized, oh, this is fun. I like this. And also just like what he was saying at first, it was like, oh, this is such a big deal. And now we realize we're very desensitized to it when we talk to people who are newer in the lifestyle, and they're like, will say on their bio and Cassie, like, oh, like discretion is key, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone cares about that. But like, I think some people are really like hung up on that still. And after so many years in the lifestyle, we're just very nonchalant about it. I mean, obviously we're not like bragging about it to like family, but we just realized how desensitized we've become.
I have a question though. So when you guys finally opened up your relationship to other guys, before then, what were your worries that would happen if you opened up your relationship to another guy? Like, did you feel like Madison might like not love you anymore, or like were there like worries of bringing a guy in there? Because I feel like a lot of guys ask this question, like, how can you let another man into the relationship? But I like, what are some of the worries that run through a guy's head when you bring another guy into the relationship?
That's a good question.
That is a very good question. You know, and I wish you almost would have asked me 5 years ago that response of how I felt then, because I feel now it's washed down and diluted to, I feel like the few people how it started, we were comfortable with that person. And that first swap that we did with another guy, we weren't expecting them to get divorced within 3 to 6 months. Whoa. So that was a huge wake-up call. Here we built this bond with this couple for at least a year. Had a few great times. Even after those great times, we just hung out, and it was friends. But then, and it was sexual as well, but there was nothing. I think Madison and her they had hung out outside. But like,
yeah.
I don't think
we had like worked out together.
I didn't hang out with him very much. It wasn't like we had anything in common or anything like that. But when we were together, well, I mean, he rode a motorcycle. I didn't. I got a classic car. It was just like we didn't get that. Like, hey, I'm gonna come over and drink beer with you. I drink liquor. You know, it's just that different. But it kind of discouraged us to jump into it with other guys.
Did you feel like you were breaking up relationships?
No, like we felt such a bond with them, like it was secure, you know, but like at that point, well, now they broke up, we never continued a friendship with either one of them. And it wasn't like
was that the point? Was that what was scary to you? Is you felt like everything became superficial?
I think we were just looking for friends for forever, and then we just realized nothing is forever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what happened is the wife had ended up cheating, and that's why, and she got pregnant. And so then they split. And then it was interesting because of this like very like intricate friendship between all four of us. I actually personally felt betrayed when she cheated on her husband.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I was very hurt by that.
Yeah.
And I took it very personally. And then our whole friendship just kind of dissolved after that.
Well, you know, that's kind of interesting too, because in a lot of monogamous relationships, when the guy cheats, the other girl, that the friends in the group don't necessarily like oust the person who cheated. So I feel like that's something that's actually kind of very unique to our lifestyle too. We get offended when you know, when that happens, because we're all very honest and communicative with each other. And I think if that person just reached out to their significant other and told them the feelings they were having.
So with that, I would say less than 2 months ago, I got hit up on Instagram. Hey, do you want to do a collab with me and my girl? And, you know, it's like, it was to her, I read it, and it was just like, well, who are you and who is your girl? And the response was, how long you guys been together? And the response, 4 months. So we didn't do a collab because they weren't committed enough in our eyes. So, I mean, so that kind of goes back to that situation that we experienced. We want to be friends with you, but we don't know if you guys are friends yet.
Example. So like when you guys go to Twist, but when you guys are involved in like a flow and you don't really have that bond of communication and going like, hey, how long have you guys been together? Oh, nope, sorry.
No, we usually do. We talk to people
E-
before
well,
we
even-
go in the
even-
back.
But what if you're already in back?
We don't fuck unless we've had that. You know, it might be. Sorry about that. It might just be more of like a soft swap kind of thing. Like we're really standoffish.
No, that's
Does
important.
That is.
Does it turn you on to see another super in love committed couple and getting to play with them?
Yeah, that's who we'd rather play with.
Yeah,
For sure.
Why is that? Like, why do you
I don't know if
find
it's
that
not
hot?
necessarily couple goals or anything like that. I just think that is a representation of us. We want to give them how we want to be treated. We'd rather see you again. We'd rather hang out again. So if we're going to take it to that point,
Sure.
And it feels like a bonding moment. Like we get each other more like, oh, you've been in a super long-term relationship, so have we. And so we kind of feel like we're all on the same page where like, you just, when you find that you have anything in common with someone, that's kind of just something that connects you a little bit more.
Yeah, and tell us about you and Dan's relationship, because you guys have been together for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
And so I think it's pretty interesting. A lot of people say that these types of relationships are very fleeting, or you can't stay in a relationship like what you guys have in the lifestyle and have a long-lasting relationship, which is, I think, BS. But please let us know how long you guys have been together.
18 going on 19 years.
High school sweethearts?
Funny story. I joke that he's my high school sweetheart because I technically had like 2 weeks of high school left. Definitely was legal at 18, but I was technically still in high school. And
I
he was
technically graduated from college.
he was
Sure, with my doctorate.
older than myself. But so yeah, he was not in high school, but I was when we met. And so yeah, I joke that he's my high school sweetheart, but not by most people's definition.
Yeah. What was the most romantic thing that he did to sweep you off your feet?
Was it the very first night, or is this in like a certain like 3
You only get
months?
one night.
I would say when you guys were first getting together.
I just really liked how he just wanted to go on adventures all the time. Like he'd be like, oh, let's go do this and go do that. And I felt like every day we hung out together, it wasn't just like, oh, let's Netflix and chill. It was like, let's go to Santa Cruz. Let's go to this mall. Let's go to this city. Let's go do this. It was just like always going out and like having experiences together. And also being so young at that time, I felt like my eyes were getting open to the world at that point. And I get to have this like best friend to go on these cool adventures with. And it was just fun.
So tell me what you did for your birthday this year.
No cuss words.
Absolutely nothing.
Did you Netflix and chill?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Because sometimes we go so hard that sometimes I do need to just step back a little bit. So there's nothing wrong with Netflix and chilling, but I know some people just kind of get in a relationship rut where that's all they do.
Yeah, I had a relationship in high school like that. I ended up not like all the way cheating on my ex-boyfriend, but I did kiss another guy. But all he did was play World of Warcraft, like 24/7.
That's not good.
And I was so bored of just sitting at his house doing nothing. So another guy took me out hiking, and that was yeah.
You got hiked.
I got hiked.
Yeah, and I don't think that like watching TV together is necessarily like quality time. You're spending time together, but you're just like staring at a screen or whatever, right? So it's like something that's fun to do sometimes, but if you're like really building your relationship and getting to know the person on a deeper level, watching a movie isn't going to do that for you.
Yeah.
So I feel like
You should be going on Ferris wheels.
yeah. I feel like watching TV is almost my like decompression time of like my personality type is I sometimes need alone time. I need to like not talk anymore. I just need to like unwind. So for me, that's kind of more what that's there for, but I don't feel like that's like building our relationship stronger by any means. So I think people just get lazy sometimes in their relationship.
I agree.
Find some Ferris wheels.
How do you personally separate performance energy and real intimacy?
We got one thing. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I got this for you. We don't kiss on the lips with other couples, and that was kind of like it wasn't like a hard no at first. It was just like that first few couples that happened, and like so we kind of just held on to that.
Yeah.
The opposite sex. I'll kiss girls.
Yeah. Major Thrills has a funny story
And
about
so
that.
yeah, that's kind of kept it
Glad you.
intimate.
Glad that everything that I was thinking was on my face.
I know,
As
you
to
too
you
well.
picking up as to how that went down. So we went to a Bonca Negra party in LA. It's a
West Hollywood area.
West Hollywood. Actually, yeah, West Hollywood.
Yeah.
But it was a gorgeous home, and it's like a house takeover. And so we went there, and before we went there, because we had heard about it from another person in the lifestyle, so we went there, and we were going to meet up with him. And prior to that, I was like, hey, I'm not really comfortable with, kissing another couple. And she's like, okay, cool. That'll be our boundary. And I'm like, cool. So then, then I drank. I was drinking like Jaeger Red Bulls because that was my go-to drink at the time. And without even hesitation, I just started kissing her. And then she's just looking at me like I'm involved, and she's just sitting there like looking at me. And I'm like, and I could feel her looking, but I was just so intoxicated. And then I looked back, and then she's all. And then we all went with it, but then overall, after it was done, she like literally let me know like what was up with that.
I thought I was a little upset, but I was also laughing because it was his boundary, and then he immediately broke
Just
it.
out the window. Like before we even said it, I got to the party, and then boom, I ruined it. Yeah, so that was a learning experience. Stick to your convictions for sure.
Yeah.
Do that as well. I know that we haven't, but I mean,
No, we're
used to here and there.
No, now we'll make out with other.
I'm a
It
good
depends
kisser.
on the guy. I'm definitely love making out with girls way more than the dudes.
Yeah.
It's like it's not a boundary that we have, but I'm just like not into it.
And I know some lifestyle couples actually hate that rule so much to the point where they won't play with other couples who have that rule, and they think it's ridiculous. Like, oh, you'll let like another like wiener inside of you, but you won't like kiss them on the lips. Like what? But to
I
us,
feel like
it's
that's
more
intimate.
It's more intimate and romantic and less just sexual.
Yeah.
So we keep that for ourselves.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I have one huge boundary. I do not like it when guys kiss me on the forehead. Other than him.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Really?
I hate
Does
it.
it feel just like
Oh,
condescending?
it feels like I've had guys at the club because I'm also a stripper. I've had guys at the club kiss me on the forehead, and it makes my skin fucking crawl. I fucking hate it so much.
I hate
Don't
when
like
guys
that.
kiss me on the forehead too. It's
Yeah,
weird.
that's an interesting boundary. I don't think I've
weird. No,
ever
they've never
had a
kissed it.
guy try to kiss me on the forehead, so I don't know how that would make
Would you
me
be
feel. But
would
I'd
you be
probably
upset
feel
if I
like it's
kissed her on the
weird.
forehead? I'm not
Yeah.
going to, but I'm
You're
just
probably one
asking.
of the only guys that can kiss her on the forehead.
That's
Most of them are a lot
true.
smaller,
That's
so-
true.
Well, see, that's the thing too. Is like we're fine with like kissing other body parts, but just like the mouth to mouth kissing.
I dig it. I hear you.
Like
Yeah.
it's-
it makes
I
total
love kissing
sense.
on necks and
Yeah.
ears and everything. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. We just like the mouth.
What about ATM? Are you down for ETM?
I already went today, but I mean, if you need,
I was just curious if that
yeah.
was possible. Like, are you cool with that?
No.
Okay, I was just wondering. There's boundaries. You got to figure them
There
out.
are
You know.
boundaries.
So,
I
okay.
also
So
don't like it when guys touch my face.
Yeah, I've heard girls say that.
I just don't
Or
like it.
sometimes,
especially at the
their
club.
hair.
But
And see, that's another intimate thing for me too. I don't think I would like. It's like I'm not holding your face to kiss you, so it's like I totally get that.
Yeah.
It's more of an intimate touch.
yeah,
Yeah.
what's something that surprised both of you guys when working in the industry?
So I don't know that we've really had like any weird surprises. We've just been together so long, and honestly, I've been taking pictures and videos since like literally the night we met. That we haven't
Hey,
really.
everybody, I'm here with Big Dick Dan.
Pretty much. There's a few different words, but
Yeah,
yes,
So
yeah.
we didn't really have any surprises that have like come up. I guess in terms of working with each other, maybe something with working with someone else.
Like everything just rolls off your guys' shoulders. It's like no big deal.
I mean, we've always talked about it like the night before. So even if it didn't happen that night, we talked about we were going to do it.
Right.
We talked about it the next morning. Okay, well, maybe next time we'll give it a try. So that's what I'm saying. We kind of just eased into a lot of the stuff. So there was no just ripping off the Band-Aid and going, well, never doing that again. It was really like we still can get deeper and we still can go deeper, you know, and yeah.
Some people can go deeper.
Yeah, some can't, you know.
Yeah, and I get it.
you're definitely the one who can.
The deepest.
I got what you can handle.
Did you guys have any major surprises?
I just remember how adorable it was the very first time we ever played with another couple.
I do remember that.
Because he wasn't sure how I was gonna react to him fucking another girl or playing with another
I'm
girl.
all,
So he was like really slow, and he was like, "You okay? This is okay? How you feeling? How you feeling? we still together?" And I was like, "Yeah, actually, like." I thought the fact that the whole time he's just in this other woman, he's looking at me asking if it's okay was just like so adorable. And I was like, yeah, this actually is really okay. And I think that's like the reason why this lifestyle works is because the whole time it's about your partner. It's always about your partner, how they feel, if they like the other person, and you want them to experience all these fun things. And people always ask me like, well, like, what's the point of you sleeping with other people? Like, don't you love your partner so much that you just want to be with this one person? But it's kind of like, I don't know, it's like taking a vacation. It's like you love your own bed, but it's super fun to go to like, you know, Tulum sometimes, or go to Cabo, or go to, you know, Greece, and take those vacations. But then after a while, you're just like, man, I just want to go home and be in my own bed.
Right.
And
That's a good
what
analogy.
that's what I feel like our, you know, our relationship is. I feel like I can be 100% myself with him. So
I love it. Yeah.
That's very sweet.
not a lot of people can handle me being a dancer and like.
I mean, Madison gets
Yeah.
the question quite a bit from other couples. And they usually are like, so why would you be even interested in me if my dick is way smaller than his, and kind of thing. And she always has something, it's not necessarily witty, but it's just like, it's not the answer that they're expecting. And I'll let you answer that. I mean, when...
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I've used like an analogy, like it's like a menu sometimes. Like maybe you have your favorite dish on the menu, but sometimes you like to mix it up and order something else.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't mean I always want to have the filet mignon.
Yeah. Also, I feel like so for example, like when I'm with guys that have smaller dicks, they can rail me hard doggy and it doesn't hurt. Like they're not going to hit the cervix. They're hitting that G spot. It's just like they can do certain positions that like other guys can't.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's like the penis as a whole and the shape and not just about the size. Because actually, like, I'm not like a size queen. It's not like, oh, well, I just want to find bigger, more. Like, this is intimidating enough. And I've been with them for 18 years. And sometimes I'm still like, that looks like a prosthetic.
So in the industry, what do you guys think is a green flag that, you know, is something that you're
Good etiquette, like on social media and on OF, like doing tags properly, the reciprocity, just when people are very professional and treat you the way they want to be treated. I think that says a lot and makes me want to not only work with them, but be friends with them. Because I feel like some people take a lot and aren't as willing to, like, oh, maybe my Twitter's bigger than yours, so I'm going to shout you out. And maybe like your Instagram's a little bit bigger and I'm going to help you out, or whatever it may be. I think people who are just like willing to share and don't feel like they have to keep everything so close to the cuff and keep it to themselves, that's a huge green flag for
when I
me.
like learn something new, when I hang out with another couple or another creator, that's a green light that I want to hang out with them again. You know, like maybe I can teach them something. You know,
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of the same as like strip club rules too. Like a lot of people think that when you're in the club, like maybe it's more on the Vegas side, but when you're in like a small town club, you work with those people every single day, and so it becomes less of like who's better than who and climbing all over each other than it's more of like a, hey, have you talked to these people? What were they doing? Oh, they were here last week and they did this dance. Like we all talk to each other about the people in the club and like who they are and what they did. If they're rude, if you go to my club and you were rude to a dancer, no one will talk to you. They will avoid you like the plague. So you'll see those tables where like no dancers going up to. It's because we all already know what we're going into if we sit with you and it's not worth our time. So I feel like in the industry, I feel like we don't have to we can lift each other up. We don't have to crawl on top of each other. And, there's plenty to go around.
Yeah, that's great. And that's probably a huge advantage of working in a smaller town than like Vegas, like you said, where I feel like it's probably a lot more competitive there.
It's a lot more
Cutthroat.
competitive because it's a lot more of a revolving door. You don't see the same girls all the time. And there's a lot of people that, are dancers for a year and then they quit and you never see them again. Or there have been OGs that have been doing it forever. And it's just, there's no camaraderie really in some of the bigger clubs because they work all over the world and they're not seeing the same people all the time. It's a lot more cutthroat.
My green flag for people that I see in the industry are couples. So people that are in a very like a legit couple, and they reach out and a guy speaks to me like in that relationship, I feel like they're not going out of their way to speak to her, because when we post her stuff on certain avenues, we have tons of guys that like it. Well, you're not talking to me. Like, you see me in there and you're not liking what I'm doing. You're not even acknowledging who I am. But like overall, when a man or like a husband comes up and talks to me, I'm like, you've got my respect. Like,
No. If they go to her before they go to me, you lost pretty much 99%, and that's happened multiple times.
Yep.
And then there's been a handful of times they come up to me, introduce themselves to me, and what's your wife's name? Okay, well, I see you're interested in my wife, and now you did take the proper steps and protocol. Hey, what's up? And then they're like, hey, this is my wife. Pull her out of the woodwork and introduce. Okay, well, that's etiquette right there.
sure.
So what's some more like lifestyle etiquettes that people might not know about?
Asking permission.
Absolutely.
You know, like, what are you okay with? Or just asking to touch boobs. You'd be surprised. If you're there, they want you to touch your boobs. But just asking, it makes them feel so much more comfortable. Like, oh my God, he's really interested in me. Like, okay, yeah, totally. And we get that a lot where people, you know, after we're already mingling, and she'll even shut them down. Hey, can I touch your boobs? And she's like, sure. If my husband can touch your girl's boobs.
100%.
And that is a question that's actually a test, because if she's not into it, she's not ready for me to touch her, well, we're going to pump the brakes, and now we're not ready for you to touch.
For sure.
So, and we get that. And
We
we've
learned
seen
that
it.
the hard way, because I would like originally, like when someone would ask like a guy like, oh, can I touch your boobs? I just assumed like, okay, if I'm saying yeah, it's because you guys are open to this and we're all gonna play together. But then when he got rejected by reaching for the other woman, then I was like, wait, I guess maybe that's their bad and our bad, because we assumed that the consent was like reciprocal at that point, but we shouldn't assume that. So now I go out of my way to ask. And another thing too is I think females, and I'm guilty of this myself, which I've really tried to work on. Females are the worst sometimes about getting consent, and they think it's just like a green flag, and they'll just like grab each other's boobs or this or that. And not every girl's bi, for one, so you don't necessarily know that they're going to want that, and not every girl's going to be into every girl. And so I think lately I'm noticing more women trying to be more courteous and work
That's
on that.
funny that you say that, because that's the same way in the club too.
Oh yeah.
Girls are the worst. They're so bad sometimes. The number one pet peeve I feel like of most dancers is you don't put money in somebody's kitty cat. Like it's dirty.
Yeah.
And so when I have a woman try to lift my G-string to put a dollar bill in my kitty cat, I'm like, girl, you should know better.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you know where this dollar is? You don't do
There's so
that.
much cocaine on all these dollars.
And
You're gonna get
probably feces too. It's disgusting. So I when a guy does it, I'm like, okay, he's just an idiot, and like,
Yeah, a girl should know
but
better.
a girl should know better. And so like I think they consent the least, they touch the most. So definitely, just because you're a girl doesn't mean you don't get to ask
How do you feel
permission.
about on the hip?
The hip's fine.
Yeah.
Anywhere, like hip
Encourage it
everywhere.
almost, right? Yeah.
Yeah, just like, and I would just say as a rule, anywhere in the hip is fine, but anywhere on the triangle, just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Just
that's
leave the
fair.
triangle part alone. Put everything else on the string. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good rule. I mean, we had a friend many years ago whose little brother was turning 21 or 18. I don't remember. So the older brother hired a stripper to come to this party.
Oh, yeah.
And I admit, I was the worst. There was like whipped cream involved, and the stripper multiple times had to tell me to cool it. But I was young and dumb and very excited. And then I just had to keep reminding myself, I'm like, okay, maybe I should just sit down. This isn't my birthday party.
Is that
either.
when you knew you were bi?
I think I already knew that, but we hadn't really like explored it a whole lot. But now that you bring that up again, kind of circling back to the previous question about like nervous to bring men in, it was also, I think, because when we got into this, it was about doing it together, and we're both into women, so that was easier to do together if we play with a female third. But he obviously, like, well, not obviously, if you didn't know, he's straight, so he's not going to play with another guy. So it felt like playing a little bit more separate, even if we're still in the same room. It's like a little less together. So that was kind of a step that we were a little bit nervous to take. And then once we did it, we realized, okay, well, we're still together. It's just like he's not interacting with the man as much as I am or at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
I'm gonna throw it out there. You, maybe black guys. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Maybe that was a surprise for you.
I know those are the only
He's a
people who
word?
can match Dan's dick.
I knew that for a long time because when I was like, I don't know, junior high, the movie Barbershop came out and I had a huge crush
Which guy?
on Ricky.
Oh, dude, super good looking.
Yeah, those
Like,
blue eyes.
Blue eyes.
Yeah,
For sure.
Are they blue or are they green?
I think they're blue.
I almost want to say they're green.
No, they're like it's like in between,
Yeah, it
but
might
like
be in
over,
between.
Can you
dude,
ask your girl
super
real
good
quick?
looking guy
Is that
for sure.
appropriate? Can you ask your girl?
So that wasn't news for me. Maybe it was news for you.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that picture of that guy? He was in jail and he was like the most beautiful guy. Like he ended up getting like a modeling
his
contract.
mugshot.
Super good looking dude. Like
His mugshot was sexy.
Yeah.
yeah,
I did
but,
not
like,
see
He
his
got
that.
a
eyes, like-
modeling career after that.
Yeah, and then they
Going
I
to
saw-
jail was like the best thing that's ever happened to him.
He was a very good looking guy for sure.
Wow. I did not hear about this.
Some people were just so lucky. Go to jail, get a modeling career.
I
mean,
there's so much stuff that I like the finger thing. Awesome, highly recommend it.
A pinky and the bunghole.
Yeah.
I picked up what you were putting down.
Oh, I'm aware that you did.
I don't think
I don't
the
know why
vanilla
she
people
wanted to
watching us
emphasize it.
maybe
She likes
know.
talking about it.
I can't do that because I got nails.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, ouch.
Yeah.
And I don't use anything otherwise, so it just doesn't happen. So,
So
anyways,
how did you learn that you were into
oh,
that?
my prior relationships.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, like there was other people that I was involved with that were like totally cool with it, you know, and who didn't have like claws,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I don't really date a whole lot of velociraptors.
Listen, this is
So-
for my own protection, okay? People get a little too squirrely. I'm just.
Yeah,
So
maybe
funny.
so 5 years ago, I didn't feel fake boobs. She didn't have them either, and so
Right.
basically, that's something maybe I didn't know I liked.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Good answer. Good answer.
We felt a lot, you know. But yeah, I still
Well,
love.
are you going to tell
natural.
that story?
Which one? About how?
How I said I wanted to get boobs and you said absolutely not. I love your
No.
boobs. Don't mess them up.
Yeah, so that went on for months, and then like she's showing me pictures, like J.C. Penney catalog,
Yeah.
the weird
Same thing
stuff.
happened with us.
But finally, I was like, well, I've never really felt them. And she's like, well, let's change that. So that was like, well, how are we going to change that? I'm thinking, okay, we'll go to the grocery store, let's just start, checking them out. And she's like, no, let's go, maybe like go to the strip club. And I'm like, oh, that's a really good idea.
It's a great idea.
And so,
Just trying to learn.
first day, that weekend, we're going to go to the strip club. Okay, cool. We go. I end up touching multiple dancers. And I fell in love the first one. My first grab. Okay, sold. We're done.
I'm the same way too. Like I'll walk in a store, get what I need, and walk out. So I hear you.
Yeah, I was ready to make. We good? Let's make it. Schedule it up. Let's do this tomorrow morning. Throw them in by the time we get home, whatever. And no, I dragged it out for another year.
Like, we need to do more
Yeah,
research.
practically every weekend we went to the.
Are you sure?
You're like, I don't want to
touch
test drive this one
dancer
more
boobs?
time.
I felt every stripper or dancer in San Francisco. So, and it was fun.
Well, and it was funny because you were just like a giddy little kid, like, ooh, boobies. And then I was like, so did you go over the muscle or under the muscle? Did you go silicone or saline?
Always the question.
Who's your doctor? And I'm like interrogating them with all these questions. And then he's just like, oh, this is fun.
So yeah, I guess putting in the research and then finding out I did like them, and yeah, I wish we would have done it sooner.
Yeah, I've had a few
Confidence.
random people at the club do the same thing to me. So
Oh, really?
You're welcome, plastic surgeons of Reno. I'm your main source of income.
You're making dreams
Your
come true.
recommendations.
I am,
Yeah.
and I'm
Really are. And
making
if they are
wallets
serious,
fatter too.
Yeah.
Is that who you currently work for?
So yeah, well, the person who did my breast implants is not the same surgeon that I work for, but she has done work on me. So I love her. She's amazing, and I send everyone to her or the doctor that did my breast implants. So shout out to Dr. Janika and Dr. Talbot.
Yeah, I met
Love you
Dr.
guys.
Talbot at Burning Man.
She's amazing.
She
She's
is
the
so
best.
cool.
She was
She's
really nice,
so
and she's very
awesome.
pretty.
She's so
she
pretty.
was.
All of her
And
kids
she's
are
just
amazing.
has such a sweetheart. Her whole family's lovely.
You speak very highly of her.
She's great.
She's like my idol for sure.
She's great for sure.
She's like what I picture success and like beauty in a woman. I picture Dr.
The whole
Talbot.
package.
The whole package, yeah.
All right. Question: what's overrated in the lifestyle, and what's underrated in the lifestyle?
I mean, underrated, I would think sometimes just like a guy staying hard. I mean, I get it. Every
good
guy
point.
has a time here or there sure over the course of their life, several instances where they have a hard time, but
Right.
like the number of times that we've been like playing, and I think the other guy a lot of times gets intimidated because he's so large, they
Sure.
maybe feel inadequate, that it's just kind of like, okay, here we go again. But, you know, I'm always nice about it. I'm not trying to make anyone feel bad, but then like we usually just end up hanging out and talking and not playing. But
Yeah.
so that, you know, kind of can be important when you're trying to play.
Yeah.
So obnoxious.
Underrated, overrated, I don't know.
It's funny that you don't use that because aren't you 6'7"?
Oh,
Right?
that's so funny.
I don't know. Maybe
Your height is
underrated. So,
overrated.
like, most couples, they want to go from 0 to 60. And, you know, we meet these people and they have this huge fantasy in mind of, like, we are going to soft swap, we are going to full swap. We even start talking about backdoor stuff. And it's like, okay, you guys are getting a little too much into it, and reading a little bit into the whole lifestyle. It's more what you're comfortable with. And so when it kind of goes back to you, when you go into the back room or go play, well, then you can't get hard. Well, why did you get so worked up about we were going to do this, we were prepared for this, I got this spermicidal lube for this?
So basically, and I can kind of picture as to why they do that is
Yeah.
because they want to make sure that they have everything ready.
Yeah. And we just encourage couples to like take it slow. You don't need to like jump into everything on the first night. Like if it's your first time at a lifestyle club, even if we think you're really hot and we would love to hook up with you, like we also like are encouraging the long game here. We want you to have a good time and enjoy it. So we'll oftentimes tell people just go in the back, just watch. Maybe don't do anything. Maybe just play with each other. And if you had a good time and you thought that was hot, talk about it tomorrow. Come back next time. And then maybe you'll like soft swap or do this. Like
Smart.
take it
No,
slow,
for sure.
enjoy
For
the
sure.
Underrated.
process
For sure.
of getting
Watching
into
is
it.
For sure, for sure.
Then like otherwise you just like go all the way the first time and then you're like desensitized too fast. It's like enjoy all
it's
the
kind of like
nerves
growing
and
up.
excitement.
Like everyone's always excited to grow up.
There you go. Like it's like Dan's about to go right to you. There you go. Well, that is that's it. There you go. Perfect.
Hey.
Yeah,
Hey.
I can see that. It's kind of like being a kid. You want to grow up so fast, and then you
Yeah.
don't realize how much fun it is to just be. A
Yeah,
kid.
exactly.
So if it's your first time going into a lifestyle event, just take it as slow as you want to go, and enjoy those like baby step moments, because there's not a lot of time in life we get to try something new for the first time.
Yeah. And I kind of like, as much as we were super nervous early on to the point where it was like, oh my God, like I'm so nervous, this is going to kill me. And now that like those butterflies and nerves are gone, sometimes I kind of miss it, that you don't get that like really intense, like, oh my God, this is really happening kind of feeling. I mean, it's still fun, it's still exciting, but those weird like nervous butterflies are like gone. And it's like, I think that only comes after you get
That means you're
desensitized to it.
comfortable.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
It is a good thing, but also like I think you can enjoy the whole process too of realizing like this is part of the fun and part of the excitement. You're nervous because it's something new and you haven't done it before, and like lean into that and embrace it, because you're not going to feel that way forever.
So so at Burning Man they have the Dome. I love the Dome. The Dome is awesome. Highly recommend the Dome. Go to Burning Man Dome. But for the most part, you could literally just be in the flow of everything that's happening. Regardless. Like when we go to Twist and we get like in the flow of what's happening, I enjoy that too. Sometimes we're just playing with each other, but sometimes we're not. She popped a nipple.
Yeah.
Oh, getting close there.
You were getting close.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You're right. It is always the right one.
It is.
It's like, hey.
She's always trying to sneak a peek.
Usually it's
I
my
can
left
fix that.
one.
It's all
Yeah,
good.
we're good.
But yeah, the Dome's great. Twist is great. It's a comfortable space. Like we don't always have to play. When we did the content creator event over at Twist was so much fun. Just everybody who was just like, oh, we're doing this. And everybody was able to throw out their 2 cents as to like what they would want. That's fun. Stuff that you've seen on TV, not TV, obviously not TV. I don't watch TV like that. Is there something that I can do better? It's always important to check in with your partner. Like I always check in with her. Like, hey, what did you think?
We even have check-ins just randomly like about a relationship. Like I would say like we have like monthly check-ins where we go, hey, how is everything going?
It's
Because like
important.
people get so caught up in stuff, and then they like, like, hey, you could do this a little bit more, or I feel like I'm doing most of this and like house chores or whatever, and I feel like when you check in with your partner and you care to like make their lives better, they care to make your life better too.
Even though like let's say your significant other is yelling at you because she's upset about something that is happening, it's not like really a personal attack, and I take it as a personal attack because that's where my mind totally goes. But at the same time, I kind of like, take myself out of the situation, understand what she's really saying, give it some time, and then we can converse later on, But like always being a part of something, always working for the bigger goal, like we take out the trash, saying let's clean up and do this for the pets. It's important. So always checking in with your partner is communication. If you're hiding things from your partner, it's just going to end extremely bad because you're hiding things, and it's hard to keep up with all those lies. It's
and also,
best
who
just
wants to be
truthful.
with somebody forever that you're lying about stuff to? Like that just, I feel like just proves that you're not meant to be with that
That's not
person.
how I'd want to live.
No.
No.
Hiding. Well, we're hiding our sexy lives from our family, but like you said, they don't want to know.
They don't want to know.
They don't wanna
It's
know.
kind of like, I don't know if anybody's ever watched the show Landman. He was like, give me the grace as your dad to just always think you're a virgin and that you got artificially inseminated when you have kids. Like, the fathers and parents don't want to know that their kids are sexual beings. So just as a courtesy, I'm like, to my parents, I just don't like really talk about it. Should always go in one direction. I think
For sure.
a parent can always teach their children about like safe sex and birds and bees, but it's kind of weird to go the opposite way.
Yeah.
Like I think
Yeah.
And yeah, you have different types of relationships in your life, and certain relationships don't want to know and don't need to know about that part of your personal life. And even though that's funny to say because we're making it not that personal, we're like putting it out on the internet and making it kind of public. Like if you're not going down those avenues to see that, like then you wouldn't know unless somebody told you, and you probably like that's just not how that dynamic of that relationship works. Like same thing with like professional relationships. Your situation's unique, but like my patients don't want to know. They don't need to know. I don't want them to know, and it's all for everybody's best interest to keep it
Yeah.
that way.
For sure.
yeah. I feel like most of my patients are from like the club because they're like, hey, thanks for giving me a good doctor to get my boobies done.
Yeah.
I'm like, I am walking advertisement for my doctors, so
Hopefully get royalties on some of these at some point, right?
I get some perks here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the funniest misunderstanding you've ever had with a partner or creator? The funniest misunderstanding.
You got a good story for that.
When was
The
that?
lights and
Oh, that was definitely okay. Yeah, yeah. So we met a couple on Tinder, and it was like I would say the first year. So I mean, we didn't have a bunch of experiences under our belt, but we went out to dinner. We vibed with them. They invited us back to their place, and we go upstairs, and we're kind of getting undressed in their bedroom, and then the lights go off. And it was no big deal. We're like, cool. It's
like
I know where this is
completely
going.
out, completely out.
yeah. And so it's black. And I'm like, all right. And so I'm with Madison. We're, having our fun. And I can see some other stuff a little bit, like kind of shadows in the dark. And, I start seeing some hands grabbing her behind. And before I know it, there's a hand reaching and touching me, but it's not her.
Or the other girl.
Yeah, and so I instantly take a step back and was like,
It's like,
okay,
Marco,
it's dark in here. We should turn the light
Polo.
on, and that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, you thought it was an innocent mistake.
I totally thought it was an innocent mistake, right? So I'm gonna change positions. It's just all right. I'll go over here. Nobody can reach me over here. Get my best move. We hadn't swapped yet. We
My
were
best
still,
move.
Still thinking. I got like one leg up on the couch.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I had the light on to get that. But he came around from behind and he's like on the floor and it started touching my leg and like
What?
yeah, so his head is like down like waist level at this point, and so his girl's still on the bed. It instantly just went, I'm soft. She understood what was going on at this point, and like I kind of back off, and instantly lights come on, and it was just okay, guys, what's going on here? And he played it off really cool. He was really nice and everything. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were into it. I thought thought you knew I was in the military. And I was like,
What does that have to do with
What?
anything?
I don't know. Yeah, it threw me through left field too. I was just like, okay, now I'm completely uncomfortable. And now what the hell is that remark supposed to mean? And so we kind of backtracked a little bit and we kind of put our clothes on and kind of said our goodbyes. But like We got in the car, we instantly started laughing, and she's made a joke. Well, no, you're not gay or you're not bi,
Right.
and, you know, and it's just like,
Tried
okay,
that one out
tried that, right?
unintentionally.
And it's just because that wasn't my thing, but we've always kept the lights on from here on out. And when we've met new couples and they want to turn the lights off, they're going to hear that story.
Yeah.
And instantly, okay, we're going to leave the nightlight on for Dan here. And so
She's scared.
But I feel like if you're in the
military's coming
lifestyle
after 'em.
and you're not comfortable enough to leave the lights on, you might not be secure enough to even be doing that in the first place. I mean, it's one thing to dim the lights. Like,
Yeah,
that's
like mood
fine.
lights.
Like,
Sure.
you go to a club, the lights are usually dim, but
Right.
like blackout,
But
like
what the heck does he mean by in the military? Is it-
Yeah.
He's like, listen, I didn't see women for like 6 years.
it's like being in prison.
chill
Master Nate.
with the guys or
my
did
bitch.
something,
That
you know,
was like the implication, that it was kind of like in prison things happen because you're
Right.
only around other guys.
yeah, I'm like,
He's like, I really miss the military.
And so that is something that we've had even the consent to kind of talk beforehand and just kind of go, okay, hey, Dan's straight, yeah, I'm bi kind of thing. And they usually like concur. And there's been a few times where the guy's like, well, yeah, I'm openly bi, but that's good to know. I'm like bi comfortable, or they have some like whatever.
Sure.
And they'll
There's
respect your
there's
boundary.
no problem.
Right.
It's just like a normal connection.
Yeah, that was like a weird assumption that we didn't even really realize was fully an assumption until it was thrown in our face. Like early on, I guess I kind of assumed in the lifestyle, all the girls are bi and all the guys are straight. That is obviously not true. Some of the guys are bi and some of the girls are very straight.
Yeah.
So we realized, okay, we should probably talk about that more. Like that was a really weird assumption. I don't know why we assumed it, but we did. And that kind of got thrown in our face a couple of times of like, okay, yeah.
And the thing is, like, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, you
Like,
learn
everybody is
through
different.
experience.
Everybody has their different speeds,
Well,
their
you
different
don't
levels.
you don't necessarily know because you look through the world in your own lens.
Yeah.
Until somebody educates you on like their own lenses.
Right. Which is kind of how we've learned a lot from what other people have done or what other people didn't like. Oh yeah, no, I'm not into that. Or plugs. Like we didn't know we were kind of into that until
You're into it?
in the sense that
Not
it's
in your body.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
no, like
Clarification.
Yeah, no.
Not in me, no.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
But he likes
Word?
the way it feels when it's in my body.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
That's
I
what
didn't know-
he's
I was
trying to say.
say without saying that. Without
I
being-
think DP is awesome. Like, I think it's a great, but I understand the load that you guys have to take. So, I mean, like
Yeah.
overall.
Remember that, people, when you think just because women get the receiving end doesn't mean that we're the weaker ones.
You're a champ. I mean, like, first night that we hooked up with you guys, we were like, okay,
were both
we're doing
in
DP. And I was like, I'll hold the camera.
I've always been a jump headfirst into things kind of person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a pioneer.
For sure.
What about you? Funny stories? So many funny stories. Like, only with you, obviously.
Good save.
Yeah, because you haven't had a life outside of me ever.
Okay, here's a great one. Other than what we did. So I went and did the cat house deal, and they paid me to go up there and do that. And I was like, all right, let's make this happen. So I ended up hooking up with one of the girls that works there, and she walks in. She's like, how do you feel about being spanked? And I'm thinking like that I have to be a part of this role. Like I have to be an actor, and I have to just go with whatever they give me. And so I took it upon myself to, play into what she was like, oh yeah, I'm totally down for that. And she's like, oh really? And so she comes back and she brings all of these whips, ball gags, and like puts it on the door. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's just like we're simulating this situation.
And how old were you?
22. So I was like, all right, I'm going to simulate this. I'm like, she's not really going to hit me because like it's in the movies type stuff. And she beat the shit out of me. The first hit that I got, I just wanted to grab it from her. But at the same time, I'm like, after it was all done, I'm like, oh, we're done? And she's like, yeah. And I'm all, good. And I'm like, I didn't know you were going to do that. And she's like, oh my God, and jumps over the bed. So then I see women that are like beaten, like with the bruises and stuff like that. And I'm like, I know I've been on the receiving end of that. That is not fun. So that was a huge mess.
Do you remember the porn star that was?
Absolutely. And I'm not going to mention her either. So, but like overall, It was horrible. I hated it.
Well, to piggyback on what you're saying, I've never thought I was
piggyback on what you're saying.
Yeah, let me segue for you.
Like that.
like you said, things that you like that surprised you. Like I've never been into BDSM type stuff, and I was like, no, that's not my cup of tea. But actually, like the first time that we filmed with you guys, you were like, oh, have you ever been flogged? And I'm like, no, that's like not my thing. But you actually showed me that it can be nice. It's not like something I do all the time, but if it's done
Right?
very
Flogged her?
carefully
I did.
and gently, it can feel nice. And that very much surprised
You
me.
didn't hit her. It was like, I don't know, there was just more of a motion to it. It was
So
elegant.
there's a section of the back end posterior that I've learned as to where it feels good to be hit because the overall pressure will then reverberate to the, I guess you could say, the clitoris. But
That's a medical term.
Still looking for
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. There's an area of where you can hit, and as long as you stay in that zone, it's fantastic for, they just enjoy it. Aftercare is huge too. There's just so much that goes into BDSM, and it's not a person who's just like lacing into somebody. They're a sadist. They don't care about the other person. They just love to see another person in pain. I, on the other hand, love to see a person who like is willing to, trust me, will slowly let break them down, but then build them back up to where that they can, like everything else in the world doesn't matter except for right now. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I actually kind of forgot about that until you mentioned your story. And I was like, oh, yeah, that would be a good answer to the other question that I didn't have as good of an answer for.
There you go. I'm glad I was able to.
So thank you for your services.
What about you? Do you want
I mean, I'm sure I do.
You ever get like a in the eye or
Well, yeah,
something?
actually, we do have a funny story. It wasn't content related, but early on, when we were still looking for just unicorns, we found one on Tinder, and she was kind of like our girlfriend for a while. We like hung out with her several times, and she was like really into me, and she said she was a lesbian, but then like would tell us all these times of like that she had encounters with men. So I was like, well, it doesn't sound like you're fully lesbian. It sounds like you're bi and you just lean heavily towards women. And then she also had experiences with Dan as well. So like clearly that still wasn't off the table, but then it was kind of weird because when he would be engaging, she would be like, oh, I just need to stare at you right now while he's doing this. And it was just like, oh, okay. Like she couldn't look at him while he was doing it. She needed to be like staring at me.
What I've seen that has happened, and I don't mean to cut you off.
That was pretty much the story.
Okay. So a lot of times what will happen is, like, let's say when we are in a dynamic in that manner, and they fall in love with her, like, they think that she is, because she's just fantastic. She's sweet. She's fun.
Gorgeous.
She's gorgeous. All of the adjectives, all the good adjectives. But then we go into like me, like, I'm saying I'm a little bit more, like curt, and, I don't lie, and I tell people exactly how it is, and they kind of shut me out. And it's hard to have that, that relationship, which is really difficult. But I mean, I'm always going to communicate. I'm always going to talk to her. If there's anything that's ever wrong, or she'll tell me like, hey, something about this relationship, maybe you could try this. I'm like, all right, you know what? This will help me become a better person, is trying to like adapt or, mold myself. So that's what usually happens in that dynamic. And I can understand her going, I just need to look at you, because she's trying to respect you by letting you enjoy your man, together.
Or I think she was like trying to prove a point that like she was really such a lesbian that she
Really
couldn't just
lesbian.
be like enjoying it with him, that she needed to be like staring at me and like imagining I was doing it to her or something.
Wow.
It's kind of like the vibe I was getting from it. But that was the first time I ever did any strap-on stuff with a woman, was with her.
That stuff is fun. I remember the first strap-on I did. I wouldn't say her.
You don't
Yeah.
say, yeah, don't.
Delilah, you could say that.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of funny that as long as we've been in the lifestyle and how much content we've done, I haven't actually owned my own strap-on until a few months ago. Shout out to Charles. Thank you for buying it off my wish list. Because I was like, every time this thing would happen, it was always the other person's strap-on. And then after a while, I was like, this is kind of weird that I don't have my own after like
Yeah.
doing all of this for so long. But now I have one.
I'm so proud of you.
Since
You've really grown up.
thinking about evolving, so since the last year that we all went to the AVNs last year, super fantastic, highly recommended it, had such a great time. My question to you is how do you think you've evolved from the last year all the way to this year? Same
Well,
with you, Dan.
we're really having to pivot and like because a lot of the terms on different platforms are changing. Like ManyVids is really promoting the safe for work stuff, so we're having to focus less on just straight corn and sexy stuff all the time, and like really focus on like the persona as a creator in general. So making more of that safe for work stuff for ManyVids, and then also I tragically lost my Instagram account, like the biggest one I ever had. So that was a huge hit because that was where a lot of my subscribers were coming from. So and then shortly after that, I lost both of my backup accounts, which had several thousand each. So I literally had to start over from square one on Instagram, which has been a very slow, painful process.
Oh, it's so slow. And it's kind of crazy too with social media because up until you hit 10,000 followers, then you gain so quickly.
Yes.
Like you just start, like people just see you have 10,000 and then they follow you. And then once you have more than that, people will just follow you because, you know, you have a lot of followers. But it's the initial getting through that first 10,000 is so hard.
It's kind of like American Idol. Like you want to get through all those people.
Well, also just to put a timeline, when I started my Instagram, when I started dancing, and that was in 2021. I didn't hit 10,000 followers until 2024 or 2025, and then within a year, I got 10,000 followers.
Exactly.
So it's like it took like 4 years to get 10,000 followers, and then it took 1 year to hit another 10. So it's probably going to take maybe by the end of this year, I'll probably be at like have 15,000 more, and then 6 months from then I'll probably have, you know, another 10. It snowballs, which is so interesting. But man, is it so hard to get it past that 10.
And I've been hearing lately that like when Instagram shadow bans you, they're actually using like facial recognition, and then you're basically shadow banned for life. So even if you create a new account, like you're never really going to be able to grow as well because they know your face.
That's where you start getting
Where
into
you're changing hair color, you're changing eyes, and people are actually doing it, and you can see it. And so,
That is so interesting.
yeah, it's
And it's so,
definitely-
I've never been so censored in my life until this past
so
year.
Instagram, yeah, exactly.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
yeah.
And so, yeah.
And what it's annoying too is because now they have all these settings where like I don't want people under the age of 18 to see me. So if that is already a block, then why can't I just be an adult creator on an adult platform? You have if Instagram already has that block, then why?
Right.
So I don't understand.
Yeah, when you go to your like guidelines and see like what status your account is on, whenever it says that I'm not being showed to people under 18, I'm like, that's great. That's not my audience. I don't want to expose minors to this sort of thing, or like my links. They can't go to it anyway, even if they wanted to, because they have to age verify. But then there's always like the other one that's like, oh, your stuff's not being shown to non-followers. And literally right now, none of my posts are flagged. It's my bio. My bio doesn't say anything. It said some stuff, and I kept like taking little things out and this and that and whatever to see if like, oh, maybe they don't like this, maybe they don't like that. Then it literally said nothing except for my tag to my other backup account, and they're still saying in my bio is the problem. And I'm like, okay.
That is super annoying.
I appeal it over and over again, but it still just keeps coming up that way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for me, for what I've been working on this past year and how I've excelled in, I used to work on video games 20 years ago. And so when I did that, is basically testing games, breaking games, and rebuilding games. So taking that knowledge and turning and looking at the algorithms in all these platforms, I have been breaking all these algorithms for the past 2 years. We've been getting kicked off every platform to the point where I'm not necessarily bragging, but I'm testing the waters to the point of it breaks. And I'm proud of it at that point, because it's like, well, I conquered it, and then I have to start over and I rebuild. So it's like I'm hitting this breaking point, and then I'm actually growing again and coming from nothing. And so what I've actually experienced the past year has been working with other people. And so I can only take and accelerate myself so far, but when I work with other people, and they don't have to be in California anymore, I'm hitting up people in Vegas, I'm hitting people on the East Coast, and you'd be surprised, one compliment on a Tuesday morning to somebody on the East Coast that's having a bad day snowballs into story. We want to collab with you, collab post reel. And the next thing you know, you got 5, 10 subscribers, all because you complimented somebody on like, hey, I like what you're doing. Let's do something together. And I've actually been doing that. That's where a lot of our collaborators have come from the past 6 months, is like, hey, we want to make content with you, but it's not just let's do some stuff in the bedroom. And that is what's been accelerating us to where we're at now.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's a game changer when you're able to like do content with other people. Like, you know, shout out to What the Deals. I love Adelia. She's amazing. And she's posted me on a few of her stuff. And I think I got like 4,000 followers from just being in little videos with her. And then Alana Powell, she's amazing. Shout out to her too. She's posted me on a few things. And that girl is just stunningly gorgeous inside and out. Like, beautiful, beautiful person. And she, you know, it's so nice to see these creators just like want everyone to kind of succeed. And it's crazy that once you get put on like just someone else's algorithm that's on a roll, how it like changes your whole algorithm.
And some of those collaborations aren't even with people you like know in real life. They're like accounts of like, oh, hot girls in bikinis or whatever. And they're like, they think you're pretty. You want to put them on your page. With some people we've never met in real life, but still collabing with them goes a long way.
Yeah, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Right.
So, and I think that's how Instagram kind of like, you know, just sticks with it, is like everybody kind of builds each other up, but like the ones that go to the top are like the ones that are they kind of selected to be a part of those algorithms, if you will. And they're playing by those rules. And there's a lot of people that have actually figured out how to, you know, manipulate the Instagram and TikToks and all that stuff. And, you know, I just think it's important to just be organic across the board. So, and I'm glad that you guys are evolving and figuring out like what works really well. And it sounds just like positivity. Like, you know, I dig on that. Like, you know, just that's why I wanted to put together this podcast, was get to know the people that are actually putting out the content that's out there, and get like, you know, there's a story behind everybody, and understanding and knowing everybody, and letting people know like, hey, you know, we're people too, you know, like, you know, we just enjoy being, you know, communicating and doing it with other people and making sure everybody's safe. You know, like we all just want to have a good time at all times. You know, we want best friends and we want family, and, you know, it's just a vibe that, you know, that we all kind of just give off, and some people just don't really relate to that. And I think there's a lot of like, you know, values, or like, you know, they've been programmed to feel as though this is how life has to be, and that it has to be, you know, husband and wife, you know, and
Kids.
Like you have to
Take
have
offense.
children.
Right.
Like overall, if you want to have children, cool, great. I think that's fantastic. I go do that, you know. But I mean, at the same time, the people that don't want to have children, you know, like that just means that there's more food for your children now.
Yeah, it's valid to all ways are valid, all paths are valid, as long as you're not like hurting other people.
Yeah, if you're like manipulating or hurting somebody, that's a problem. But like overall, if somebody wants to wear, a man wants to wear dresses, I don't care. Do whatever you want. It's your house. You know, go, even if you want to go out in public, that's how you want to be. I think Burning Man has literally, I think everybody needs to go to Burning Man at one time and just understand the vibe and the structure.
I think Burning Man is such a good sense of you can coexist with anybody, because literally Burning Man is just such a melting pot of like every culture, every religion, every gender fluidity, every, you know, sexual orientation, and every type of relationship style is there, and everyone is having the best time ever.
Everybody is the same.
Yeah. What excites you about where you're heading, not just career-wise, but personally?
Well, you just mentioned kids a moment ago. One thing that excites us is for a very long time, we're like not 100% sure if we wanted to have kids or not.
Oh, this
but,
is news.
Like we're leaning towards like probably not, but like it was hard to like seal the deal to like say like I definitely don't want to do this, because like then you're just worried that one day you'll be like old and regret it or whatever. And I'm like, that's a terrible reason to have kids, just for like the fear of like regretting it someday. Like, what about today? And like, what if you don't regret it someday? So you shouldn't live in those fears. And when we kind of just made that decision of like, no, this isn't what we want. We're happy just being like, our family unit is us and our dog. And that's beautiful. And that's great. I feel like we're living in the golden years that people aspire to much later in life, but we're still like young and hot and get to enjoy it even more. So it's like we're living the time of our lives now rather than waiting for some distant time in the future when you're like retired and don't have all these responsibilities. Like we get to do that now.
Well, I feel like also it's a way better situation to not have kids and regret it than have kids and regret it.
Yeah.
Because then those little people are affected. So nobody's getting hurt by not wanting to have kids and then maybe regretting it later. And you can always adopt too at that point. There's lots of kids out there that need homes.
I had my daughter young at the age of 20. I don't regret that. I adore my daughter, and I think that was a great thing that happened to me, which kind of pushed me to where I'm at today, which is, like communicating and conversation and listening to her, and just trying to be more understanding. I think, I mean, if I were to like, rewind where I was at 20 years ago, I don't think that I was ready to be a father, but at the same time, I think the opportunity of becoming a father, and some people become more men from that, but some people don't become men from doing that, or, a parent to that child, and forcing like parenthood onto a child, like, a child who's actually, just been having, like intercourse, randomly. There's a lot of things that go with it. There's a lot of irresponsibility, and like people that are into like, just having fun safely. It's a slippery slope. But like overall, I'm glad that I had my daughter. But overall, I don't want any more now. Because I've reached. I see how the world is right now, and it doesn't make me comfortable to bring another life into what's happening. But I do play around with the idea. I'm like, all right. If she got pregnant, would I, like, yeah, let's go. Let's, I will be that parent. But it's not a possibility because of, your IUD. So, but at the same time, if that was out, we would have had like 4 kids.
Same mentality I had for the first 10 years was, if it happens, okay, cool. I'll be that person, step up to the plate. It wasn't going to be like, oh, babe, I'm disappointed. We had plans for life. No. So, but it never happened. And, we just don't, we talk to other people that have had kids, and then we tell them our situation, and they reassure us that, like, you didn't miss out. We love our kids, but, like, we envy what you have.
Oh, yeah. It always starts with, we love our kids so much, but. And it's like, they always say, I'm like, if you don't feel like your life's purpose was to become a mother or a father, and you've made it this far and you're content, they're like, absolutely no way do we think you should do it now. They're like, they admire like and envy like the lifestyle that we get to have, because we have so much freedom and we get to do what we want, and we get to go to Twist on a whim and not have to plan for a babysitter and the this and the that, and then your night out suddenly became like $1,000 outing because you had to like do all these things. It's like, no, we just get to, like, what do you want to do tonight? I don't know. Let's go to Twist. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then like last night at Pendulum, I mean, that party was amazing. So to be able to come to a place out of town and experience a place like where we're at right now, and then come here the day after and actually talk about it, it is really cool. So,
For sure.
I mean, that's, like being able to know you guys and like being invited and going to a place like just like this,
Yeah, Pendulum is I to see where there was social clubs in the area, that it's so exciting and refreshing that there's a newer place that it is a little bit more, I don't know, cleaner. The vibe is better. What? Selective, yeah.
That's a good word.
Very, very important. They don't just let everybody in. Okay, here's a great example. Thank you for kind of saying that. Like when I used to throw parties back in the day, I used to throw huge parties, but I was very selective as to who I would let in, because if this girl didn't like this girl, there was going to be a fight. Or if this guy didn't like this guy, there was going to be a fight. Or if there was like a breakup, I wouldn't invite this person because I'd feel bad, and then there'd be drama. And I don't like to have drama at my parties. And it's always been important. So that's a great example, and that's what Pendulum does. And it's just such a fun vibe. I think people should come from all over the world just to come to this club because of what this place has to offer. Just the social and being open and being comfortable where you're at all times. It's a safe place for sure.
And it's just getting started.
It is.
Yeah.
For sure. The size of it alone doesn't compare to anything except for, I think we went to Scarlet Ranch, and
that was big.
they can hold 200 to 2,500 people.
Wow.
And so this is definitely comparable. Of that.
But the ratio there of play space to social space was like way off, where Pendulum has a better balance there.
And they're growing too. I mean, like just from when I walked in the door, I was like, oh my God. Like, and then when you did the Rogue reviews, I'm like, people have to know about this place. The social club, the overall, I mean, it's a vibe for sure.
So I would just
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the main reasons we came this weekend, was to come check it out and be on your podcast.
It was amazing.
Yeah, so much fun. And I'm glad that we were able to collab. You know, always a pleasure working with you guys. I mean,
What's been your favorite like social club that you guys have been to? The adult
besides this
social
one,
club.
present.
Pendulum excluded.
You know, it's fun to go to other places and try out new spots, but Twist, I think, is our
Twist is my
favorite.
favorite.
It's right in our backyard. It's very convenient for us to get to. We know the owners and management really well. There's a lot of friends that we've made there that we've never played with and probably never will, or maybe will. Who knows? Like, they're just genuinely our friends. We're excited to see them. They're excited to see us. But like, just because you're in that kind of club doesn't mean you're going to automatically play with everyone. Like, you know, you just also just have social interactions there as well. And that's like a huge thing I like about the lifestyle, honestly, is a huge part of the social aspect, not just the play.
And the locker rooms. Anyone that has an extra locker room is thinking ahead, because we've been to a few clubs where there's a pile of clothes and shoes and socks on the floor and you're stepping over clothes. That's like so tacky, but so like
Right.
gross at the same
And
time.
it felt like a high school gymnasium.
Right. So it's just when
Or
you
house
put that
party.
extra effort into it. Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
definitely.
What's some things that social clubs that you have seen that you wish you saw more of? Obviously, I know you love lockers. But,
Big locker.
What was the question? Sorry.
what's some things that you've seen at other clubs that you wish more clubs had?
Oh, like features in the
Features
club?
clubs, like, you know, swings or, you know, dancing pianos
They
that you
all
can
have
jump
private
on.
rooms, right? Like, I mean, the Pendulum, this place has got some cool private rooms.
For sure.
We've seen even smaller rooms where it's just like one bed.
Right.
But what we've fallen in love with Twist, which also still has some private areas,
Sure.
is the big open area.
Yeah.
Also here, Pendulum, there is so many big areas
Right.
that they haven't even been taken care of yet. Like,
Right.
each room in here could be its own like little mini social club.
For sure.
So, like,
Oh, and that's cool too. Yeah,
you know what I'm
good
saying?
point.
So,
Good
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
you have so many options here, not just like everybody's crowded in a corner watching.
Yeah.
Like, you actually have room to breathe.
For sure.
And watching is what got us into it. That's what like made us fall into it. You're not just there with your person, you're there to see other people too.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah, we like to watch and be watched. And some clubs we've gone to, it's like everyone mingles and then everyone breaks away and then they just go in these rooms and close the door. And you're like, well, you could have just done that at your house or a hotel room. Like, why did you come here? Like, I don't know, having a little bit more interaction with other people and having that like voyeuristic vibe or exhibitionist vibe for the people who are comfortable, I think changes the vibe a lot. It can be intimidating for people who like are new to the lifestyle to go to a place like Twist where it's so open. But that's why we try to like talk to the new people and help make them feel welcome and tell them, you don't have to do anything back there. Just go back there, watch, maybe just play with the person you came with. But like, don't feel like you have to just like jump into like a...
And the privacy is needed as well.
For sure.
Especially new people.
For sure.
You know, like finding a little corner to hide in so you feel like nobody's watching, that's what's going to get you comfortable for coming back. You know, if you're not scared, like, that was weird. I just felt watched the whole time. That's not how we feel anytime we go. So, like, there's definitely different levels, and I think there's a little bit for something for everybody to feel comfortable.
Yeah, and we do like at Twist too how they have like after midnight, if you go into the play space, you're expected to either be naked in your towel or guys could be in boxers and women in lingerie. Because then if people are back there watching, you kind of just feel like everyone's on the same page, and like you're all just, like vulnerable and naked-ish together, rather than like some dude like rubbing himself just standing like fully clothed but just like doing whatever, you know. Then it just kind of feels like weird.
Yeah.
So you
Like
kind of
100% weird. That's I like when it's just couples. That's just more my vibe. But I get some places need to have where they allow single guys, like a selective single guys into the place to be able to function financially. But like typically just couples days, like on Saturdays, are like the vibe for sure.
Yeah.
So, but there are things like certain features that I want to see at like places like a Maltese cross. Those are really cool. Like for like people that are like for show for like BDSM.
Yeah.
Now again, you don't want to be hurting somebody on at a club who's tied up. But at the same time, when you have consent from another individual and you're going through that process and like showcasing that in front of people that going, hey, this is a possibility that you can do this, having that safe space to be able to be who you are, like I think one of those is really cool. I mean, I'd love a hot tub, but at the same time, that's a lot of gross people that might be doing some weird stuff in there and you don't want that. So hot tubs aren't necessary.
We've actually been warned about a hot tub, and it was our first night there. Cool.
And I was like, yeah, let's go in the hot tub.
And they said, if you're looking for a UTI, I fully recommend getting a hot tub. But if you just want to play it by be safe, they chlorinate it. It was enough said. I didn't need to know anymore. But yeah, you put 20 people in a hot tub.
For sure.
It's whatever.
You get people soup.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Gross. I dig it. I hear you for sure. That's nasty.
Yeah, I think hot tubs are better for like smaller private homes when you just can maybe
if
another couple over.
Yeah, and maybe if everybody's just getting in it, but when people are actually using it and there's a lot of interaction in it, that's when you're stirring up the water and you're stirring up other stuff.
More bodily fluids are
anybody-
being
even
added
if it's
to the
6 to
pool.
10 people,
For sure.
getting it fine,
For sure,
when-
for sure. And then there's people waiting to get in the hot tub, and then they did their business, and now you're getting in the hot tub, and then
Yeah.
nasty. So I dig it. All right, what do you want people to understand about you before they judge?
So you ain't getting all of it if you want all of it. Like I know it's in the name, and I've had people bring it up in the past, but yeah, I don't feel like I'm that big, and so
I feel like Dan's definitely a gentleman. Like,
that's what I'm trying to say.
like
I
he's
was-
so many times, like the first time that we ever played together, I feel like he went in and he was like, all right, that's the cervix, that's as far as I can go, and then he'd go back up like half an inch, and that was like as far as
It's like he puts cushions up there. That's like the limit as to what you get.
Exactly. It was like
Life preservers.
I bent you over, so just enough cheek was like
Yeah.
the barrier. I'm like, cool, I got bumpers on this. Because if I hit that cervix and fold, that hurts me.
Yeah.
That is not something, oh, I did it. No, not cool.
That's
at
not
all.
what you're supposed to be hitting, first of all.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. So,
G-spot?
so
No.
yes, and you know what? And when
She's
people
screaming,
are
"It must be
scared
good."
and have been like, that is just way too big.
She's
it's,
crying.
it's comical.
Yeah.
Because, at that point, it's like, I've been there, I get it. But I'm like, what kind of sex do you have? So it's just that.
What about you?
I guess like I don't really care that much if people are judging me when you have a public presence and do social media and you like start going into this influencer realm and all that. People are going to hate, and if you're getting haters, you're doing something right, because that means you're making yourself known. So I don't really care a whole lot. I don't take things personally. I just care more about the judgments of the people in my inner circle that I love and respect. But I would just hope that even if they don't agree with what I'm doing, they can just respect the fact that everyone has different choices and different lifestyles. And like you were saying, if you're not harming anyone and we're happy and healthy, just let us do us. And maybe we won't talk about that in front of you, but like it doesn't mean that we're bad people.
For sure. What about you?
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty like honest and forward about who I am, and like Madison said, being online, you get a lot of hate just because you put yourself out there. But I feel like people need to be reminded that even though you're on social media, you're 99% still talking to like a real person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we should implement a rule: if you're a good person, maybe not say something to somebody that you wouldn't say to their face.
For sure.
So that would be cool. I know it's not going to happen. And it's weird being online because I've had a lot of guys that have like messaged me to talk shit. And it's almost like, are you masturbating right now? Like talking shit to me? Because this is like, you're like way up here, dude. Like there's no way I'm bothering you that much just existing. And I've had guys literally go, yeah, how did you know? And I'm like, oh my God, people have just like this like fighting online kink or something.
Yeah, they're just like baiting you to engage with them, and because they're getting off on that.
Yeah, and I didn't experience that until recently, and I was like, now I just tell them no free doming, If you want me to talk shit to you, you can go on my OnlyFans.
Yeah. I just like don't even engage. Most of those messages go into like the requests and you don't see them anyway, but I'm just like every once in a while with curiosity. Sometimes I'll look and I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to give you the time of day. Like you got to pay for that.
Yeah, my DMs don't look anything like that. So
And like you were saying, like we're real people at the end of the day, and you might like put up this persona on social media that you're like confident and everything's great, but like everyone on social media, you're not like, it's not interesting if someone's like, oh, these are all the terrible things that happened to me today. Like obviously you're putting like the best side of you forward, but like you said, we're still human beings and like stuff still gets to you from time to time. But for the most part, I feel like I just try to like let it roll off my shoulder and realize like, okay, this comes with the territory. Like this is what you signed up for.
If you want to talk shit to me, come to the club and talk shit to me. Say it to my face.
Right.
Don't be a pussy.
And tip you.
And tip
they're
me
all,
for
here's
it.
$5. You suck.
I've made guys cry in the club and leave.
See.
Because listen, like if there's one group of people you don't want to talk shit to, it's fucking dancers. Excuse me.
She has a potty mouth. I swear
Yeah.
to God.
I like how you censored one word, but not the other.
No, she was just
You censored the
drop it.
less bad word.
It's dancers. It's dancers because we have years and years and years and years of experience getting crapped on, and we have years and years and years of experience talking back on that crap, and we all talk to each other and we all laugh about it and we all come up with things. Like I remember one time this guy was talking crap to one of my friends and saying like, it seems like every girl here is just wearing a push-up bra, like there's no boobies here. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of disappointing. It's like when a guy with no hair wears a hat, and this guy was bald wearing a hat, and his friends were dying laughing. But I'm like, you just don't come in here and talk shit, dude, because I will put you in the grounds.
Yeah, that's a good comment.
Yeah, matching energy. That's huge. If somebody's being that,
Yeah, I'm not mean on purpose unless
no,
you
for
want
sure.
me.
No.
She's not.
And
She's
some
not.
people do want
You're
you
just
to be
ping ponging
mean.
it back.
100%.
Yeah, some guys really do dig the mean dancers, and they want that. Just let me know if you want me to be mean to you. But yeah, if you're gonna provoke me,
Yeah, that's
you
fair.
will get the bear.
Now, if someone listening is curious but scared, what would you tell them?
Like about being in the lifestyle.
Correct.
I think like what we already touched on earlier about just taking it slow, enjoying the process, and don't just jump in the deep end head first.
Yeah. Well, you say don't. She did. And do you feel like you jumping in the deep end was bad?
I think my personality is to jump into the deep end.
Right. No, I hear you. But she's saying don't do that. But you do that.
I feel like if it is who you are to go into things 100%, I think you should just follow your gut.
Yeah, and I
go
certainly
100% if that's what you feel like you want to do.
Yeah, and I think there's always going to be the exceptions to the rule. Like for you, that fit your personality perfectly and it worked out great. But I think in general, it's good for people to take it slow. I mean, it doesn't mean you have to go to snail's pace. Slow could look different for one couple than the next. Yeah. Like slow might be 2 encounters or 3 encounters for one couple, and it could be like 2 or 3 years for the next couple. Everyone's going to find their definition of slow. But that's just my 2 cents.
So communication, talking about it, right? So even what you do the night before, like on a Saturday night, Sunday morning, on a regular basis, I always ask, what was your favorite part about last night? Mm-hmm. And what didn't you like? There's always what was the worst thing, and maybe there wasn't a worst thing, but then sometimes there is, and we've learned more from those talks and communicating the next day about ourselves than we actually did in the moment when we were there. So like, I'll give you just one funny story. Madison, we'd all get naked and be done playing, and at the end of the night, everybody's getting dressed and whatever. Well, Madison just didn't read the room. Everybody's got their boxers, pants, we're leaving, and she's just still running around naked. Well, the first few years, that really rubbed me the wrong way. And so I was like, babe, if they put their clothes on, read the room. And it's not even that big of a deal. It's just, it was a funny story that bugged me, that I was like, I'd rather you just put a towel on if we're done playing. And that communication was like, that really bugs you? And I'm like, yeah, it's not a big deal. Like, it's not a deal breaker. But it helped. And like now, like we can go to clubs and she's running around naked. It's not even a big deal. It's just,
Yeah, you kind of gotten past that,
you-
but for a while.
you learn, so those little things that I got over, yeah, it's cool to talk about them the next day, even though it's already happened.
And you even kind of know, like, oh, this is kind of arbitrary and silly. Like, we already, like, went full bore with this couple. So, like, why would I care that you're
Why
still
would you
naked in front of
care?
them?
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I
it
don't
made
know.
you more comfortable for me to put my clothes on. So why would I argue with that? Okay, next time I'll put my clothes on. And then you've gotten past that, and it's not really a thing now. So now we kind of joke about it of like, oh, yeah,
why I
Madison's still
said,
naked.
yeah.
Everyone else is dressed now.
So you just kind of learn from those things that you talk about. And it's not stupid to talk about it. Like, what was your favorite thing about last night? What was the worst thing that happened about last night? And so,
And insecurities aren't always rational, but if your main goal is to like support your partner and be their best friend, like you'll adapt to their insecurities to make them feel better regardless, because you respect their feelings and you care about them. And then like in this instance, like maybe those insecurities because you've
Okay, so that was a great story, and that was really important, and I'm glad that you touched on it. What about you?
what was the question?
Question
those
was,
are the main things that you could like tell somebody.
if somebody
that's
listening,
Oh, yeah, I already
is
gave you my
curious-
answer to
Oh,
go
that's right.
slow.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
not repeating yourself. What about you?
Oh man. I don't know. I would just say like I think people should do more things that scare them. I think
that.
that's what
I really
helps
like
you
that.
grow. So if you're excited about something and it's a little bit scary, I think that's your sign you should do it.
What if you're scared of doing crack?
Well, don't do anything that's gonna
Yeah, don't do anything
hurt
that's gonna
you.
hurt you. or
Well, I mean, at
be
the
weird.
same
did you
time, but like,
hear what she said first? If you're excited and it's
you're
scary.
excited about crack. You're
Well,
like,
no,
oh,
I
this
don't.
sounds
You're probably
awesome.
not excited about crack. It just scares you. Is like my point.
Oh, it just scares you. Crack
It-
just scares you. But what if it excites you and it scares you?
Well,
What if you're really into Richard Pryor?
you
He
guys
was
talk-
into cococaine, like freebasing. He blew himself up.
This is the
and
for
another
sure.
thing I think too, it's like I know I already answered this question, but we haven't actually used this app or whatever, but I've heard about like some app where if you're like nervous, you and your partner can like be asked all this question like, oh, are you into this? Are you into that? But it'll only expose with the mutual yes answers. So like, let's say if the guy was like, oh, I actually do want a girl to stick their finger back there, but I'm afraid to say that out loud. It would only tell your partner that if she also wrote yes, like, oh yeah, I want to try that with my man.
oh, that's
That
cool.
also could be a horrible thing, because what if you're like into all this hardcore stuff and then the other one's into some really vanilla stuff and the things never line up, and then the woman's like, what did you write?
Oh wow, yeah. I didn't
Well,
even
no,
expect
but
that, right? Then it's
you
just all
also
crickets.
could possibly have all said no to the same things, or like,
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I feel like that right there is like there's skeletons like right there. And I can see where it could be a good thing, but at the same time, I can also see where it could be a horrible
but I
thing.
think you wouldn't go into doing this type of questionnaire if one party was 100% vanilla and didn't want to try anything new, because why would you even be down to do it in the first place unless you were both curious on like adding some stuff but maybe nervous about how to like broach the topic.
We haven't done it yet. We've only heard 2 other couples tell us that.
But it sounded really cool.
It sounded
But I think
cool.
we're just really comfortable talking about stuff, so we don't need the
I see
questionnaire.
loopholes, so I'm like,
exactly. I mean, I don't know what questions they answer, but they ended up at going out or into the lifestyle because of that questionnaire, and so I guess it helped. By people's horizons. Doesn't make them full-on swingers. No, they just were able to test the waters.
I dig it, and I can see like the silver lining in all of those situations where that could be a good thing, but I can also see where it could fail.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Yeah, it certainly could.
Yeah, more of a nuclear blast, and if you survive it, you were meant to be here.
But you don't belong in the lifestyle if you have that many problems. 'Cause...
Yeah.
I think everybody has problems. Everybody across the board.
But yeah, don't bring it to the other couples that aren't bringing.
Oh
problems to
yeah,
the
I'm not
table.
going to
You
throw
know
my
what I'm saying,
problems on you. Like overall, I mean, I might vent that there's something that's going on that I'm frustrated with, because I feel like it's a safe place to be able to kind of communicate that type of situation.
No, that's encouraged.
But like overall, other than that, no.
Yeah.
I also really dislike it when couples say they're getting into the lifestyle to like spice things up, because I feel like if your relationship is like puttering out and you're like looking for some Hail Mary to like save it, this probably isn't the answer. You should only do it because you have a really solid foundation and this excites you and you want to explore something new together. But if you feel like things are getting dull and you need something to like salvage your relationship, it's probably going to do the opposite.
Yeah.
I think there's other places to start. Let's go the full swap. Let's fix it.
Yeah, I wouldn't
You know
jump
what I'm
straight into
saying?
full swap and like, yeah.
And that's what I was saying
for
earlier.
sure.
When people, they set these expectations so high, and I'm like, you were setting yourself up to fail. Like, let's just try hitting you hard first, and then we can focus on doing other things.
I don't know. I feel like, yes, that it can implode your relationship if you're trying to come in here to just make things spicy. But I also feel like it's also shown me, that you're, seeing someone else think your partner is hot gives you more respect for your partner. So seeing, like other girls be into you makes me more into you, because sometimes I think when you're in a relationship and it's stagnant, you kind of forget the value of your partner. And when someone else sees the value in your partner that maybe you've been lacking on because you've been with them for so long, or, families got in the way, kids get in the way, life gets in the way, it kind of reignites like, oh yeah, my partner is hot and like people want him. Maybe I should treat him a little bit better because I'm going to get this bitch
100%.
gonna take him if I don't,
Yeah.
And so I think that's just, it's only made our relationship better. And I think we definitely have a better appreciation for each other.
Nobody wants me. Everybody wants her.
I think that's a good attitude. Like, I've never been a particularly jealous person, because my attitude is kind of like, yeah, if you're like into my man, like that makes me feel like, yeah, well, he's my man. Like, I get to brag that this is like my person and I get to have him, and you think he's great too. So do I. And then you kind of feel like, you won the game of life.
Yeah.
I do it because I like to see my partner feel pleasure. So like when I let's say I do something for them and I want to see them be elated and excited and be joyous, because that makes me happy, is seeing them happy and together, but I wouldn't want them to go be happy without me. I want to be happy with them. I want to see them enjoy even another partner or another, a female or a girlfriend or whatever. Like, I love the dynamic of a relationship or a vibe or an experience or all of those things. I want to see her like eat ice cream for the very first time, like I want to be there to see that, like I want to be there and experience it. I was there that day when that happened, and I will always cherish that memory, because I was able to safely do this with you and you enjoyed it and everything was good. So I think at all times communication still is always the best thing. So
We've had fun. We've had like, how many people can say that, they've had one night stands with their partner? Like we once had this one night stand with this couple in a city, and it did not go great. And when we left, the whole time we were like laughing about it and like
funny.
walking in the fog back to our car, like,
That was cute.
like a couple quarter blocks away. And it was just like such a bonding moment, doing something kind of risky with,
but at the same
someone
time,
else.
it was probably the best thing for them at that time. They're like, oh my God,
Which is cool, but it was also a really good thing for us too, because it's just about building like experiences with each other.
For sure. Well, is there anything else that you guys like to add before we end this? I know that this will be our first show, and I want to leave on the note that we had a good time. But is there anything that you guys want to plug or tell anybody about something that you guys are excited about moving forward before we close?
I'm excited for the future and meeting new people, and still like continuing this process of like growing our network of friends, both in lifestyle and content creation, because there isn't a lot of overlap there. Because even a lot of our lifestyle friends, like, even though they don't do content, they're like super excited for us that we do it, and they love hearing about it, and they love watching it sometimes. So there is a lot of overlap there. But I think the whole process has just been really fun. And like you said, doing it together and being able to share those memories.
Yeah. So your guys' website is averymadison.com, all one word, right?
Correct. And there's an E at the end of the Y with Avery. A lot of people
Just like
miss that.
Dan's shirt.
Just like the
Dan's shirt right there, averymadison.com. .com.
And you can find us on.
Yeah.
Most of them. Not everybody.
MySpace?
No.
They shut that one down.
No, he didn't.
Tom just like
Tom's gone.
Tom didn't like me or
Dude,
something.
Tom is so
If
so
Tom
amazing.
came back, he could probably save social media.
Yeah.
They need to make a movie about Tom.
He got out of there at the perfect time and just lived his life.
He was on my top 8 for sure.
Yeah. He was everyone's first friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
again.
Miss that guy. So,
I'd like to see what Tom looks
so
like.
Shout out to Tom.
Tom.
We
if
love
you're
you.
There, out there,
We miss you, Tom.
please save humanity.
Please save us.
That's
To the power of friendship.
So funny. And for you, what is your website?
StellarRogue.com. And I'm just really excited to start this podcast journey and just go through all the craziness until it succeeds. You know, fail, and then succeed.
Yeah, there's no failing. We're just going to succeed. I'm tired of failing.
All successful people fail all the time.
Oh, yeah.
That's all you
That's
do. You
true.
fail until
Constantly failing.
you succeed. So
Just never
enjoy
make
all
it.
of our
I
technical
like to think of
difficulties
myself
today.
as learning.
No, I 100%
Yes,
agree.
100%.
I actually read a book by this very successful businessman, and he was saying how like you should be looking to fail in things because if you're not failing, you're not trying.
Mm-hmm.
And he said every night when he puts his kids to bed, he asks them, "What did you fail at today?" And if they don't have an answer, then he tells them that they didn't try hard enough.
Well,
And I
that's
thought that was really interesting.
Dad
trauma
is
unlocked.
disappointed. I can never live up to your standards, Dad.
So yeah, I mean, if you're going to be
Look at your
successful,
son. He's smoking pot every night. Never at home. You wish you could be more like him.
So
but that kind of changed my
Such a
mindset.
failure.
yeah.
And kind of going back to what you said, like if it scares you, you should probably do it because no one like got really successful doing anything, staying in their comfort zone.
For sure. Yes.
So welcome to our trauma.
Your discomfort zone.
This is all very discomforting right now.
So that's your website, your socials. You guys will all be at the AVNs. We'll be broadcasting at the AVNs, not at the AVN site, but we'll be putting something
I mean, who
together
knows?
for
We
sure.
were on a podcast last year.
We were.
I got you on Lana's podcast.
I miss her. She's
if,
so awesome.
If she's there or Rise is there again.
No, but we're bringing the podcast down there.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we got ins and outs, and if we
For
have
sure.
the opportunity,
Ins and outs.
we're going to do it again.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to Ins and Outs. So, okay. Well, thank you guys so much for coming and being here. No, seriously,
Thank
wholeheartedly.
you. Flux, yeah.
Thank you. I'm going to take that soundbite. But no, I appreciate you guys being here. I adore you guys. And here's to the future. And I look forward to seeing you guys more.
Well,
Thank you
and
so
good luck
much.
for the
Absolutely.
next one.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys.
This has been a Flux Yeah podcast. Whoa, whoa, whoa.